Hello, everybody. Um, so I just logged back into the game. I figure I'll do a quick walk around with this. This is the 315P, I believe. And this one's in the Monarch color. This one stands out a little different from the other 300 series because it has that big honking tractor beam on the front. Surprisingly enough, that has been useful on more than one occasion to me. Um, I know I've been in Pyro and how everybody likes to grief and crash into each other and shoot each other up out there. Sometimes you gotta move something out of the way. Yeah, that'll do it. So, um, it's not exactly a super huge ship. It's not really tiny, but it's good. It gets the job done. It has cargo, 12 SCUs, and it's tall. There you go. See, 12 SCUs. And you got a little bit of space for other things. This one is a explorer ship, but it has some size 2s on it. It's not meant to be like a true fighter per se. It's just a go find it type of ship, and if you wanted to do like light cargo and stuff, pretty good craft too. The inside is much nicer than you would expect. So you actually have, a toilet here. If I can get it to open. It should be opening. I kind of don't know why it's not. There we go. So yeah, you got a toilet, no shower, but hey, if you're the guy in charge, it's weird. If you're the guy in charge, you don't necessarily need all the amenities, but it's nice to have something. I even have this little. It's supposed to be like a music player. I still haven't figured out what it's supposed to do. Maybe it's supposed to play music from your game files or from something on board. And then you have this, which they've changed this now. You've got a status board now. Didn't used to be there like that. So anyway, then the bed, I opted in for a clock. That way, hey, it is what it is. And it says 11:59. Oh, uh, okay. I don't know what time that's supposed to be based on, but pretty close to now. For me, anyway. So the clock there supposedly sets to real time, so I don't know. Uh, it's not exactly my time here, but it is close enough, I guess. So yeah, you have some other stuff here. Nice amenities. Uh, no appropriate storage. So you have internal storage, which I've got a bunch of stuff just latched into here. I have no idea why I've got all this. Um, so, yeah, I don't know why I have all these fuses and things. I really don't know where they came from. Well, whatever. But the ship is really nice. It flies pretty well too. If anybody's ever flown a 315 or a 300 series, they all kind of fly the same. So they're Origin ships. So we can take a look here. Everything open. So like I said, there's not a whole lot you can do on the outside of it. Everything's internal, surprisingly enough. But I think a lot of that's because they haven't put a gold pass against it yet, which is kind of depressing, but it is what it is. Engines, 4 MFDs, so you pretty much cover everything you need there, and it has a decent sensor suite, so I kind of don't usually mess with some of the other things, but I like having all my HUD stuff turned on. Regardless, I would rather have that active there, because I'm not going to do too much regular scanning. This is an explorer ship. It is very long-legged, surprisingly enough, but yeah. Weapons-wise, I'm going to show you here. For the weapons, we have a couple of missiles. Nothing dramatic there. The tractor beam, and then some small guns. So, again, nothing super dramatic. It is what it is. This is not necessarily a beginner ship, but yeah. But you can make do. If you needed a cheap ship, one of these 300s is actually good enough. Again, you have 12 SCU storage. So, they're pretty decent. I kind of like it as a stopgap between a starter and moving on to other bigger ships. And I will tell you one thing about this ship that is very good about it. There are a couple of versions of this 300 series. There's the regular ship. Then there's this ship, the Explorer. Then you have like a dedicated interceptor and a racer. So why would they make a racer out of one of these? Oh, that's easy.
Launch complete.
That's very easy. They're stupidly fast. Oh. Well, that's unimpressive. Disappointed with that. Ah, see, that's much better. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it has actual landing gear that looks like landing gear instead of just struts, block struts and stuff like that.
Thank you for visiting New Babbage, the proud home of Microtech, where creative innovation meets innovative creativity.
Oh, can't see. So, yeah, it's a lot more agile than its M80 brother. Now you want to put a little bit of speed to it. Mind you, this is no fighter. You know, I'll be glad when they finally start implementing actual apartments for us to maintain. I know you can do stuff in your hangars and try to set them up as where you want to be. And if you're an off-grid a living person, then yeah, it's not much of an issue for you either. But I kind of like the idea. If they were to have something set up like that where you can keep your own room or apartment, you know, I know you use the main building over here for Microtech, but I would just like the option to move somewhere else through the city, because a lot of these city buildings in Microtech have landing bays. You know, you can see right here. There's one here. So you've got landing bays everywhere in this city. See, there's another one right there. And there's a couple of missions in this area from Microtech that requires you to land at some of these buildings too. Not very many. You know, if you're doing the courier details. Omega Pro? I don't know when they added that. Shubin Industrials. So, yeah, this city looks nice. Not a lot of outdoorsy stuff to do. But hey, what can I say? Yep, another landing pad. This one on top of the main building that you always come out of. So if you come out of Microtech, you end up, you know, you're usually in this building here. Why is there gold laying around down there? I guess people have been having their little incidents and accidents again. So, simple ship for simple times. But, what I'm going to do today is a little bit different. And I'm going to use this ship because it has 12 SEU instead of 8. So, let's look at contracts. Hauling, planetary. Okay, yep, I don't have any rep with them. Well, rats. A red-winged brookie. Okay, well, 14 SEU is still more than this ship will carry, so that's going to be a no. 29, 10. Tungsten to Port Tressler from Logistics Depot. 53. Alright, we'll go do it. Where should we land?
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Oh, look at this. They're giving me the big bay. I'm not even flying that big a ship. Well, whatever.
Landing gear deployed.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Engines inactive.
Alright, so we gotta collect 10 SEU of tungsten. Oh, there you go. Open that, and I'm gonna have to open the rear bay too, so I'll open that one up too. Alright. Let's see if we can do this without any troubles. I'm starting to wonder. I might have a problem. Oh, good. Alright, so. Okay. Not gonna go that way. I'm being stupid. You'd think I've run cargo enough to pay attention. Hello. Alright, so 2 8s and a 2. Well, that works. That just fits.
Engines active. Launch complete.
And that's that. Quick and easy, quick and easy. And I'm not going to make a ton of money doing this. I mean, it's only 53,000 each time. But even then, you know, it starts to stack up after a while. Collect hydrogen from logistics depot S4 LDO1 D3. Take it. That's all there is to it. There's not much in the way of explorership game tasks in the game right now. If there were, this is one of those ships that can do it. There's a couple of other ones out there too. There's the Clipper, I believe, can do it. The Corsair can do the exploration. There's an RSI Constellation, Akani, that does it. I think it's the Andromeda. Yeah, there's a couple of ships here and there. Even, I believe, who is it? Origin has the 600 series also, that's good. And then Anvil has the Karak for sure.
Landing gear raised. Shield system inactive.
This time I think I can do an outdoor pickup. See if I can do that. Let's see, where's the outdoor pads? There they are.
Landing gear deployed.
Oh gosh, that's this side.
Landing gear deployed. Landing complete. Engines inactive.
Due down. So minus the dorking around with the ship, and cargo maneuvering and everything else, I've just made 100,000. That's about how it goes. You can. It's not a bad ship, but regardless. Yeah, it's going to take time to run the rep, to burn it up, so I'll probably end up doing it a little bit more and see if I can get my rep higher, and from there, you know, see what I can acquire out of doing all that. If it starts giving me any kind of hauling missions that require the C2, that would definitely be good. I can do regular space trucking with the C2 also, and if I do ask around finding anybody that needs vehicle transport, well, it's kind of, yeah, that's what the C2 was made for. So yeah, easy enough. All right. So that's my introduction to the 315. I know I didn't show off the tractor beam part of it, but I didn't see any crash ships in my way either, so if they were, yeah, I grab them, move on. And I'm getting tired. I think it's time to use the bed in there. Yeah. Alright, so I'll see you all again some other time. I hope you have a good rest of your weekend. Bye. Yeah. Later.